Good afternoon, everybody. This is Jeremy with Empower Network. I just want to come out and bring you a video today and talk a little bit about risking it all. I've done this several times in my life, and mostly wanted to share with you some experiences about risking it all. A lot of people are afraid to risk it all in life, and sometimes, there's good reason to be afraid of that, because simply if you're risking it all, that's exactly what it says it is risking it all. But I can tell you a little bit about why there are times that if you plan well and you have a very clear idea of who you are and where you want to be in life, why maybe you should risk it all. And some of you may be asking, well, what do I mean about risking it all? Well, I'm making this video specific for my blog post today. And, I primarily just want to share with you a little bit about risking it all. Many years back, I got into being a rock and roll singer and doing a lot just on kind of a small scene. Well, it became that people actually really liked my band and we really started kind of catching fire and starting to get bigger opportunities. Next thing we know, we were playing, Ticketmaster shows at big, 1,000-seat venues and things like that. And, it was getting to a point where we were starting to play with national recording artists, things of that nature. And, I have a wife and I have a daughter, and my son just passed away recently, but at the time I had him a few years ago, and as we were going through this, and I had to make a decision at that point because I am very passionate and I love music and I wanted to move forward with that, but I had to make a choice to risk it all. And at that point, I really wanted this music, but I love my family more than anything, and I wanted to be with my family, and I knew that by risking it all, I was going to be risking my family by going out on the road and maybe not seeing them for sometimes weeks or months at a time. At that point, I had to make a decision. Was I willing to risk it all? Well, I also, being very entrepreneur-minded and running my own businesses at the time, knew that would take away from my businesses, and was that going to give me the ability to run my businesses and do the things I needed to do? Well, in retrospect, from where I'm at now, I can see a lot of things that I could have, would have, should have done and all that, but the fact of the matter remains, at the time, you can't see what you can see going forward looking back. It was a very tough decision, believe it or not, because I'm very passionate and I love music. But in the end of the day, I decided that I love my family, and that was the most important thing to me. So when I talk about risking it all, I try to decide about, well, how can I still do this? How can I still be a part of my music and still play on pretty big stages and have big crowds and have the fun and the notoriety that I want to have, but still be with my family? So I decided to take a chance by risking it all by going all into my businesses, because to me, it was about a calculated plan. If you're going to risk it all, you need to be very clear and conscious about what you want to do. Because if you're just throwing caution to the wind and going out there and you're risking it all, but you don't really know exactly what your plan is, you're going to risk it all and you're probably going to lose it all. But what I did is I made a very clear, conscious plan about who I was and where I wanted to go. And for me, I enjoy music, and the more I got to thinking about doing it for a living and making money and it becoming my job, the more it actually turned me off, because I didn't want to lose that love and enjoyment that I had for it. So what I did is I decided, well, I want to do this for fun, and I still want to do it a lot, but I don't want to make a living doing it. But how can I make a living doing it, have time to do it, and still have the money to do it? And because it costs money to haul your equipment and get it set up, and if you have people do it for you, it can get very expensive. So what I decided is I wanted to work from home. This is one of the many reasons I wanted to work from home. And, I got busy doing my business, and periodically I'd take some times off from my music, as I'm doing right at the moment to really fine-tune some things. But what I found out is I was willing to risk it all. I was willing to burn bridges with jobs. I was willing to burn bridges with, employers and things like that that I had been off and on with in the past, to just go out and do my own business, to make something for myself, to risk financial leg and limb, to go out and be somebody, fantastic, and do something on my own merit that was valuable to others. So that's what I made a choice to do. And what I had done, I had set myself up for success by building business and things that would run that I didn't have to be there to do all the time. Now, was it easy? Absolutely not. It was hard as hell sometimes. But the fact of the matter is I had to do it. Because risking it all really is not that big of a risk if you truly know what you're after. Because here's the truth. The truth is all the things in life that money can buy really aren't worth anything, because you can have a car blow up and you can buy 100 cars. Your house can burn down and you can always get another house. And you can lose your favorite jacket and you can always get another jacket or another favorite painting or blanket or whatever it is. It's the things that money can't buy that you can't replace. You can't replace life. You can't replace a loved one. Everything that's given to you free in life when you're born, those are the things you can't replace. So those are the things you got to take into consideration when you talk about risking it all. All the rest of it is just stuff. And it can come back to you with time if you just do the right thing and do what's in your heart and get passionate about it and move forward with everything that you want to do. But make sure that you got the plan. Make sure that you've got the ultimate plan in place to do that. And if you mix a very clear message with a great, massive action plan, I'm not telling you it's going to be easy. But I'm going to tell you, magical things are going to start happening in your life. And you're going to start steering your life the way you want to. So when someone asks me, Jeremy, is it really worth risking it all? And the answer to that is, if you got a clear plan and you're willing to take massive action, it's worth every bit of it. It's worth every bit of it to risk it all. Because do you want to float around in life, being all fair weathered and just going along with the current of the breeze? Or do you want to actually take control of what you do? Because to me, there's a lot more risk in not controlling my life and just going with the whims of the economy and going with the whims of circumstance. To me, some people say, well, you've had a lot of hard times. Sometimes you just appear to be lucky, but I don't really believe in luck, because all luck is people who are the most prepared. Luck favors those who are prepared. And that's all there is the person that's the most prepared sees the opportunity the quickest, and then they get it. So I guess what I'm wanting to say out there today is if you're planning on, and you say, man, I really want to do this, but I'm afraid I'm going to lose, or I'm afraid I might, lose this or lose that. Well, let me simplify this for you. If you're going to start losing loved ones, or you're going to start losing things that money can't buy, then you have to decide what the most important thing to you is. And then, if the most important thing to you really is the thing that you want to do, but you don't want to forsake your loved ones like I didn't want to, then there's more than one way to skin a cat. You get busy formulating a plan, you get very clear, and you find out how you can have your cake and eat it too. And some people say, well, you can't do that, Jeremy. Well, yeah, you can. You can do that. You can most certainly do that. And I don't care what anybody says, because I'm doing it right now. Again, is it easy? No, not always. But you know what? Things ain't always easy, and things ain't always free. And you got to work for things in life sometimes. But when it comes to risking it all, get clear, get an action plan, and just go, man. And if it's things that cost money you're worried about losing, I've lost houses, I've lost cars, I've lost jobs, I've walked out of jobs for a lot less. And people say, you're nuts. And I say, I know. Because to me, I think people that are a little bit crazy do know what they want sometimes in life. And know what they do want to go after in life. Because I'm not settling for less, man. I'm not settling for less. I want great things to happen for me and my family. And I'm not going to get it by sitting back on the fence doing nothing. Because all you do when you sit on the fence is your butt starts hurting. I'm not a fence sitter. I don't like having to be spoon-fed or someone to hold my hand or waiting on somebody to take care of me. No. I want something great to happen. And you know what? Nobody cares more about me and my family than me and my family. So there's only one way to do it. One way to do it. And that's to get a clear plan and take action and risk it all. I don't know if this was helpful for you today, but man, I sure hope it was. Because I want everybody to succeed on my team. I want everybody to succeed who hasn't joined me yet and that's going to. And I want all you people out there that even if you don't want to be a part of what I do, I certainly hope that you find what your passion is and that you can measure it between things that money can't buy and things that money can buy. And anything that money can buy, don't worry about losing it, man. It's so amazing how fast you get it all back. I'm not homeless. I'm in my library right now, man. Yeah, I'm home with my daughter. I do what I want to do. And I work, just 2 or 3, 4 hours a day. Sometimes more than that if I choose to. But you know what? Position yourself. Don't make excuses. Position yourself. Get very clear and take massive action. And if it's something about money, screw it, man. Risk it all. Because you can get it all back. And keep the 2 most important things in your life. The things that money can't buy, that you can never replace, and keep your dreams alive. Because the rest of it, you can all get back. But if you waste those 2 things, you never get them again. I hope you guys are having a great day. And I really, really wish you the best. Risk it all.